All right, here to build another frame, this time for an Aire 130E. I've been playing around with some different things on this raft. I got a stern frame on it right now. I had kind of a center deck, which is sitting over there. And then I had a bow frame that used the dry box and another thing that's outside. But anyways, I want to move to a more traditional setup where it's a center frame, 3-bay with casting platforms, bow and stern. I'm not only going to use this for fishing. I have my wife and my daughter that I more than love to go on multi-day trips with. Not week-long multi-day trips or anything. Just like a long weekend, maybe 3-day, 2 nights, something like that. Something perfectly capable for a 13-foot raft, especially if you have other friends with 13-foot rafts, that want to do like a Deschutes trip. Perfect example of a 2-night, 3-day, super easy, good to go, small raft. So I don't want to have dedicated, integrated casting braces and things that are just going to be in the way all the time. I want to have that stuff being able to remove. What I got going on right now is I'm just kind of laying things out, getting a feel for what I want. Cooler in the front bay, rocket box is in the footwell center, and then the rear bay will be, for a rower seat, just kind of a deck. But I want that deck to also be a table because I'm trying to look for as much versatility as I can. So I'm going to put a folding table kind of as the rower seat area, and then underneath it, for now, it's going to be open and clear so I can slide some of these under. Eventually, drop bag. To be able to be as versatile as possible, I'm going to have my casting braces kind of floating on the perimeter and the floor suspended off that to the floor. So if I am fishing, boom, I got a place to stand, place to cast. If I'm doing a multi-day, the suspended floor is perfect beaver board. It keeps the gear off the floor and all that kind of stuff for better performance. I'll leave that on the floor and I'll get rid of the casting brace. And then boom, gear can pile up. Maybe a couple more rocket boxes. You need a spot for your groover. Goes on the beaver board and I can use one, I can use two, whatever. Versatility, kind of having a do-it-all in a small package and try not to get too heavy with it. Basically with my measurements, it's looking like I need about 5 feet in length, and it just so happens that 5 feet in width is about what I'm looking at as well. We're gonna start there. Let's take our material and let's get bending. All right, I got the first few bends done. So this is roughly what it's gonna be like. Ignore the stern frame, but there's my hoop. Let me just show how I like connecting 2 ends of EMT conduit. This is a closed, what do they call it? Shoot. Oh, it's a 3/4 closed nipple. Turns out a 3/4 closed nipple, this increases in diameter from the end to the middle, so it's kind of tapered. So when you put it in the end of one pipe, it pretty much almost gets to the middle, pretty snug. I grind off the threads just a little bit to kind of finalize it, and once you do a little bit of grinding and whatnot, that's a really nice kind of way of joining 2 ends of the pipe. Because now when I weld, I'm gonna obviously close this gap all the way, but I'll have steel inside to also purchase when I do a weld, so it gets a really strong bond. And I like doing it on the tube side if I'm gonna join 2 lengths together, because I don't want it spanning over a valley. So just for funsies, my width is exactly what I was hoping for. The dead center of the tube is probably right there, and I wanted it just over dead center. It's gonna be a double rail for the side decks, so I'm gonna do another rail right about there, actually right about there, because I want it to basically be perfectly in line for where the where that rocket box, so it would butt up against that, and also for the cooler to kind of lock the cooler in place. So I want kind of maximum sized side decks. Ideally having it here when I do my oar towers, which are just gonna be kind of like these, but I'm gonna extend it. I'm gonna like do a kind of a hoop and extend it. So it's kind of like a railing down majority of the length here. But I'm gonna have it slightly angled out is my thinking. And so that will put like the oar lock would be out here more. So that way when your oars are, yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for. Sweet. That's all I really wanted to do tonight. I just wanted to kind of get these bent and in place just so I could see it. I like getting a nice visual of what's gonna happen. And I don't really have anything planned out too far. I kind of drew something up and I got things going in my mind all the time. But it's not till I really start getting things together that it starts coming together. It's nice to just start with the very basic. I'm actually going to probably cut and weld and get this all finalized before I even start touching anything else. Because from here, then I can measure, okay, how wide of a deck am I gonna have to butt up the cooler? How wide is my front cooler bay gonna be? And then I would do a crossbar there and then like match that width back here. Make sure that there's enough space in the middle so I'm not cramped when I'm rowing. And then that'd be that. Then I'm done. There we go. Got the first part done. More bending, more cutting, more fun.